Hi everyone, happy to see you all after break. Hope all are fine and doing great and crossing the monsoon, right? Everywhere it's raining, that's great. But some places water stagnation is there. Hope everything will be alright. After seeing so much water in the media and newspaper and all, I wondered how this much water is formed. I explored a little bit and came to know that water is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen. How this can happen, I finally landed into periodic table. This is the basics of all the elements. Some of you may find it difficult in learning the table, but I have found an easy way to remember its elements and its details. First, I have made flashcards with different colors to differentiate the element group. Then I have element symbol, element name, atomic number, atomic mass. There are 7 rows and 18 columns in the periodic table. As per the atomic number, I have arranged them in the chart and fixed it at the wall at my study place. So now I have got a periodic table at my study table. Anytime I can happily refer. Now let me tell you how to read the element. If we take sodium, Na is a symbol of sodium. On top of it, I have written the atomic number, that is 11. It denotes the number of protons. One thing we must remember, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. The bottom of the symbol, I have written the number of neutrons. For sodium, the number of neutrons are 12. So the atomic weight is written at the bottom. The sodium atomic weight is 22.990. To remember it easily, we can sum the number of protons and the number of neutrons. For sodium, the number of protons are 11 and the number of neutrons are 12. So the atomic weight is approximately 23. Hope you can easily remember this. Actually, the center of the element is called nucleus. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Then where is the electron? Don't worry. The electrons are running around the nucleus in orbits. There are number of orbits. They are named as K, L, M and so on. The first orbit is K, so N is equal to 1. The second orbit is L, so N is equal to 2. The third orbit is M, so N is equal to 3 and so on. You might have learnt that the first orbit can carry 2 electrons, the second orbit can carry 8 electrons, the third orbit can carry 18 electrons and so on. Let me tell you an easier way to remember this. There's a formula 2n square. N is equal to the number of orbits. Since K is the first orbit, N is equal to 1. L is the second orbit, N is equal to 2. If we want to calculate a K orbit, then substitute N as 1. Then we get 2 into 1 square as 2 electrons. If we want to calculate L orbit, then substitute N as 2. Then we get 2 into 2 square as 8 electrons. If we want to calculate M orbit, then substitute N as 3. Then we get 2 into 3 square as 18 electrons. For example, if we take lithium, the atomic number is 3. The number of protons and electrons are the same as the atomic number and the number of neutrons are 4. As I have explained earlier, the nucleus contains protons and neutrons. So here you can see the nucleus. I have put proton and neutrons. Where will be the electrons? Yeah, it's running around the orbits. So lithium has 3 electrons. So first orbit has how many electrons? Yeah, if we use the formula 2n square for K orbit, substitute n, then we get 2 into 1 square as 2 electrons. So K orbit carries 2 electrons. Second orbit, substitute n as 2, then we get 2 into 2 square as 8 electrons. But how much balance is there for lithium? 1 electron. In total 3, K orbit carries 2, so balance 1 electron can come in the L orbit. But how much L orbit can contain? It can carry up to 8 electrons. So L orbit is not complete. So the electrons which are present at the incomplete orbits are called valency electrons. Obviously, this will always be in the outermost orbit for all elements. Hope you can use this technique to remember the elements, and we can play with the electrons later by combining more elements. I am sure that this would be really helpful for students like me, and you can excel in elements in periodic table. Thank you.